I recently purchased these Brightown solar-powered Firecracker fairy lights, and I wanted to give you some measurements on this strand that I purchased. So the first thing that I'm going to measure is actually going to be the distance between the lights. Now, as you can see, the distance is really going to vary depending on how you have these arranged. So I'm just going to kind of measure between where the one goes and the other one goes. And that's going to be about an inch. So between here and here is an inch. Now, obviously, you could even have these touching, but you could also have them opposite sides. And so then it could be 2 inches between them. So for example, I could easily turn that and have it like that. So then it's going to be 2 inches between there, 2 inches between there and there, those sorts of things, right? So that's going to be the first measurement, about an inch apart for the bulbs. Now I want to measure the lead, right? So that's going to be the part without any bulbs on it at all. So that's going to be from the solar panel to the first light. So I'm just going to kind of do that here. And we're going to just measure out and get me the full distance. Before the first light is going to be right at 78 inches. So not quite 7 foot before you get to the very first light on that lead. I want to give you the measurements on the solar panel itself. It is relatively small. We're looking about 2 3/4. Same on there, about 2 3/4, not quite, 2 5/8 maybe. And then about, I'd say 3/4 of an inch thick on that solar panel. Now I wanted to look at the end as well, just to kind of show you what that looks like, see if there's anything to measure on there. I don't believe there is. It looks like it just kind of ends. So you're not going to be able to connect multiple strands up. And I'm struggling with the end here. It's all tangled. That is a problem. There we go. Okay, so that is a problem with fairy lights. So your light ends right here. That's going to be your last light. And then this is just, it actually has one right there. So this has a light right there. So it's going to have a light right at the very end. And the last thing that I wanted to measure, now this is going to take me untangling it, is from the first light to the last light. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go. My first light is going to be right here. And I've got this untangled. So I'm just kind of carefully stretching this out. And I'm just going down the line here, currently 82 inches. And we're up to 9 foot. Now that's where my tape measure actually ends. It ends right at 10 foot, but you got to kind of stretch it out. So I'm just going 9 foot to here. And I'm going to untangle this last little bit. And I'm going from there again to the end. And you've got on this one about 20 inches longer. So you've got 10 foot, about 10.5 foot on the length of just the lights itself. Now on the listing, I want to say it said right around 10 foot. So this is actually a bit longer, and that's just the light. So the measurements that they give does not include the lead, which is really nice because truthfully, way too many people, they'll over exaggerate and they'll say, oh, it's 15 foot. And then you've got like 5 foot that's not actually usable. So that is nice that it's actually going to be like 10.5 foot. So it's longer than what they say. And also that does not include the lead part that goes to the solar panel. So definitely a nice option from Brightown.